100 people die every hour around the world from causes linked to loneliness. Not hunger, not war, loneliness. And you probably have 500 friends on Instagram, notifications all day, constant messages, and you still feel completely alone. That's not a contradiction. It's exactly the problem Jesus already identified, 2,000 years before a phone ever existed. You scroll before bed, watching everyone else's life, and end up feeling more empty than when you started. You have hundreds of likes on your latest photo, and not a single person to call if something went wrong tonight. You reply to memes in a group chat of 30 people, and can't remember the last time someone asked how you're really doing, and waited for the full answer. More than half of people who use social media heavily report feeling isolated. So if you feel this way, you're not strange. You're exactly the pattern science already documented, one you may have never connected to what you feel every night. This isn't a motivational social media opinion. Jesus himself experienced the exact kind of loneliness you feel, surrounded by crowds who followed him, and still, in the moments that mattered most, deeply alone. It's recorded in the Gospels, not invented for this video. If he knew that specific loneliness, being surrounded and feeling alone at the same time, he's speaking directly to you today. In the Garden of Gethsemane, the night before he died, Jesus asked his closest disciples to stay awake with him. They fell asleep, all three. In the loneliest moment of his life, the people closest to him, physically present, weren't really present at all. That's exactly what social media does to you every day. People present, watching your stories, reacting to your posts, without actually being present with you. Practical idea. Today, instead of posting something hoping for reactions, send one direct, private message to a single person, something real, not a meme. A message that asks for real presence, not a quick reaction. Recent research shows the average person checks their social media between 100 and 200 times a day. That's not connection, it's a reflex, like breathing, but without giving any real oxygen. Jesus taught exactly the opposite. Few people, deep relationship. 12 disciples, not 12,000 followers. Long conversations by the sea, not 3-second interactions. Here's the bold claim. You're not lonely because you have few real followers in your daily life. You're lonely because you traded hundreds of shallow connections for the few deep ones that actually sustain you. Practical idea. Pick one single person this week to have a conversation with that lasts more than 20 minutes. No screens involved. Not 5 people. 1. Depth doesn't scale, it's chosen. The prophet Elijah, exhausted and completely alone, feeling like he was the only one left, didn't find God in the noise. He found him in a gentle, quiet whisper, in complete silence. Here's the hard irony. Maybe you can't sense God's presence exactly because your life never has real silence anymore. The phone fills every space that used to be for reflection, for prayer, for simply being with yourself. Practical idea. Tonight, leave your phone in another room for the last 15 minutes of the day. Not necessarily to pray, just to sit in real silence. God usually doesn't compete with the infinite scroll for your attention. Jesus said something that sounds almost impossible to believe when you're scrolling alone at 11 p.m. I will not leave you as orphans. Behold, I am with you always. That's not a pretty line for a sticker. It's a specific promise aimed directly at this exact moment. When you feel like no one is really there, someone literally is. Here's the difference between the loneliness social media creates and the loneliness Jesus addresses. Digital connection depends on someone else deciding to respond to you. God's presence doesn't depend on anyone answering your message. Practical idea. Next time you feel that specific 11 p.m. loneliness, phone in hand, say it out loud. I am not alone, even if no one answered me today. It doesn't change the absence of messages. It changes the truth you hold on to while you feel it. I'm not going to tell you to delete your social media. Neither you nor I are probably doing that today. But you can break the cycle with one small, concrete act. Final practical idea. Next time you feel the urge to open the app out of loneliness, instead of scrolling, send a voice message to one specific person telling them how you're really feeling. Turn the urge to scroll into the urge to actually connect. At the start, I told you 100 people die every hour worldwide from causes linked to loneliness, while you probably have hundreds of friends online. Now you know why both of those things can be true at the same time. Jesus doesn't promise to erase the loneliness instantly. He promises you are never as alone as it feels at 11 p.m. with the phone in your hand. Tonight, try just one thing: 15 minutes with no screen before bed. And if this message spoke to you today, subscribe. We keep talking about what really matters here every week. If you know someone who's surrounded online but alone in real life, send them this video right now. It might be exactly what they need to hear today.